Ladies and gentlemen, we will review the horrifying and tragic moments captured on security cameras, events that none of us could have predicted. These situations have caused obsession and fear not only for those involved, but also for all of us as we witness it through the screen. Let's look back and feel the horror through the most realistic accounts. Number 10. Windstorms in Australia. In Sydney, Australia, the GP 2023 speedboat race was interrupted by a sudden storm with strong winds. While the teams were preparing for the race, the storm came. Strong winds made everyone panic and run for shelter. Strong winds blew and tore down tents and boats. The scene was horrifying. The Canadian team never got their boat back as the sail blew away in the wind like a giant kite. Everyone was lucky to avoid danger, but the situation was scary. Number 9. Microburst in North Carolina. On January 13, 2020, in Clinton, North Carolina, students were playing basketball in the gym when a microburst storm suddenly struck, tearing off the roof of an elementary school, causing everyone to scatter and search shelter. The sight of the roof being blown off and debris flying everywhere made everyone panic. Luckily, only a few students suffered minor injuries, but the trauma still lingers. Number 8. North Carolina storm. On May 27, 2022, a catastrophic storm struck North Carolina, bringing with it terrible devastation. A little girl holding a tablet and watching intently was playing and sitting outside in the yard, holding the tablet and watching intently. When her father came and realized something was wrong, perhaps a storm was coming, he rushed out to the porch to gather his belongings, hoping not to lose them in the strong wind. But it all happened so fast, and he and his daughter only had time to run into the house before the storm tore the backyard to pieces. A tree collapsed onto the fence, causing a horrifying scene. Fortunately, no one was injured, but the fear lingered. Number 7. Tornado in China. KOKL, China, July 2, 2022. A tornado emerged from the remnants of Typhoon Chaba, causing serious destruction. Wherever the tornado passed, the devastation was so horrifying that roofs and houses were ripped from their foundations, metal sheets flying through the air. People fled the area, and luckily, no one was injured. The scene was like something out of a horror movie. Number 6. Cyclone in Illinois. In Illinois, a tornado ripped a house off its foundation. On June 29, 2023, this storm began with strong winds that created 5 tornadoes in the area. During heavy rain and strong winds, a local man stood in his garage. When everything becomes chaotic, instead of running inside to hide, he stood there, trying to hold on to his basketball. His desperate pleas and cries for help rang out in the wind and rain. The EF2 tornado, with wind speeds ranging from 109 to 120 miles per hour, caused severe destruction, ripping off roofs and leaving a 9-mile path of destruction. Number 5. Fallen tree in Georgia. July 10, 2020, in Alpharetta, Georgia, in the swimming pool at home, a mother was relaxing under a tree. In the pool were her 2 sons swimming, when suddenly a large tree collapsed on her. Lying down, luckily, her son promptly warned her and saved her from danger. However, the scene of the falling tree and the family's panic made everyone shiver. Number 4. Factory fire in Spain. On June 2, 2022, at an aluminum factory in Spain, a mechanical failure caused a devastating fire. 2 workers were standing at work when suddenly hydraulic oil erupted into molten aluminum, causing the fire to spread in just a few seconds. The two workers were lucky to escape in time, but the images of flames and thick smoke added to the horror of the incident. The fire department brought the situation under control, but the damage was incalculable. Number 3. Silo explosion in Turkey on August 7, 2023, in Diran, Turkey. The first incident occurred at a grain silo when workers were engrossed in work when suddenly the large barrels exploded due to compressed wheat dust, causing an explosion. Big fire. The scene of the silo exploding and the fire spreading quickly injured many people. The panic of onlookers and the severe damage added to the horror of the incident. Number 2. Airplane crash in Bangladesh, May 9, 2024. In Bangladesh, pilots deployed flight plans and performed aerobatics, and there was a pilot who tried to perform a dangerous aerobatic stunt in the air when the Yakovlev Yak 130 lost control and crashed to the ground. After still flying for a while, the plane crashed, causing the pilot to have to fly, escaped when the engine caught fire and exploded in the air before falling into the sea. The sight of the plane exploding and the fear of seeing two children running away made the accident even more horrifying. One pilot died, and the other pilot was in critical condition. Number 1. Construction disaster in Vietnam. On October 9, 2023, at a house in Vietnam, a terrible accident happened. A young man and a child were standing on the porch. Then the young man went out the gate, and the child ran into the house when suddenly there was a strong noise and shook everything around. Then the roof beams collapsed. Everyone was surprised and scared. Luckily, no one was injured, but the feeling of horror still haunts me when I imagine if they had stayed. Conclude. And nowhere. And you are. Dear friends, these horrifying moments remind us of the fragility of life and the importance of remaining cautious in every situation. Always stay safe and protect yourself and your family from potential dangers. Thank you for following, and see you in the next newsletter. Based on the above summary, please write me a script that describes in detail the horrifying emotions in the voice of an American reporter doing live reporting and commentary.